Hello, I'm Nahana from Smoky Mountain Farmhouse here in Zone 7A, and today we're going to be planting some anemones. I have here our pre-soaked anemones. We soak them in room temperature water for 4 hours to rehydrate them. And as you can see, here I have a couple that are not soaked. And here are some that are soaked. And it kind of plumps them up a little bit. And these, you can hear, they're still very hard. Whereas the soaked ones have a very more pliable feel to them. I'm going to plant them in a bed that's 4 foot wide and 21 feet long, and I've drawn out 5 different rows down the center of this bed, and they're going to be spaced 6 inches apart. I have this little planting tool here, and this part right here is 2 inches, and that is about how deep that the anemones can be planted, is 2 to 3 inches. So I'm actually going to use this tool and kind of loosen up the ground, and I'm going to press these anemones down into each little hole. The flat side goes down and the rounded side is going to be pointed up. Now all of these corms look so different. It is very difficult to tell, unlike a daffodil bulb or a tulip bulb or even the ranunculus corms. These have a very unique shape. It seems like every single one is different. So it's kind of hard to tell, but you're just going to try to find that flat side versus the rounded side and just place it down in the hole. So I'm going to go down this bed. I have this little tool here I made to use as a guide to keep my spacing pretty accurate. I space these pieces of flagging tape every 6 inches. So I'm just going to lay it here, and I'm going to start and go down the row and place these corms down into the holes. So I traded our bucket of anemone corms for a bucket of rocks. Even after filling half a wheelbarrow on our family cleanup day, I still ended up with 2 gallons of rocks that I picked out of these beds planting the anemones, and there are still plenty more to be picked up around here. It's just going to be a gradual process, but we're just going to try to get them out over time. After I finished planting the anemones, I sprinkled the top of the bed with some bulb tone and worked it in with a small rake. After that, I gave the bed a good water, and this will be the only time I water them until I see some green growth emerging, and that's because anemone corms can be really prone to rot before they start to develop their roots and green growth. So unless I see them getting really dry, this will be the only time that I water them for now. Anemones can be perennials in zones 4 to 8, depending on what variety you choose. Today we planted the Decane Coronaria mix, and these are a single petaled variety. They can be planted in the fall or very early spring, depending on your zone. And we fit this box of 250 in a 22-foot long by 4-foot wide bed. We dug 5 rows and we planted them 6 inches apart. We have another box of 250 of them that I'm going to plant somewhere outside of the high tunnel, and my hope is that once they perennialize in years to come, the ones inside the high tunnel will bloom a little bit sooner than the ones outside of the high tunnel. Typical bloom time is around May to June for anemones, and once they flower, they will continue to flower for about 3 to 4 weeks. We hope you enjoyed watching how we planted our anemones, and as always, thank you for watching our small farm grow.